Well, although Democrats have moved the debate on health care forward, the party still remains divided on the public option portion of the bill.
Political analyst Thom Serafin joins us right now with some insight into exactly what's going on in the Senate and how long it could take, if at all, to get this thing passed. At this point, do they even have the votes to get the current bill passed?
Not to have their current bill passed, but there's a lot of work yet to be done. I mean, they believe, Chuck Schumer said over the weekend, we are not going to not pass something. They're going to pass something because they believe, the Democratic Party, that when Bill Clinton was president in 1992, his off-year election in 94, the reason they lost the United States House of Representatives to the Republicans is because they failed to pass health care. So they insist on passing something this time. Now, the Senate knows they don't have the votes. They have 60 to get it to a debate, but they don't have enough to get this thing across the finish line.
Well, you got people like independent Democrat Joe Lieberman who says, heck no, I'm not voting for any plan with any kind of public option.
Right.
But then you got Nancy Pelosi and her team who says there has to be a public option for us to agree. So in reconciling the two bills, how in the world are they even going to come to that point?
Well, actually, that's where all the nuts and bolts get done in legislation. And they might be able to do it better there because the Democrats are going to be dealing with each other and they can give and take. The abortion issue is very important. The deficit is very important. 16% of the people in the country believe the president when he says this health care bill will not raise the deficit. That means, you know, 80% of the people in this country don't believe the president when he says this won't add red tape to it. So the bottom line is the current legislation in the Senate is going to have to be reworked. They got the abortion issue and they have a few other issues they have to deal with in this particular piece of legislation. I mean, if you take a look at Dick Durbin and Chuck Schumer, they're both battling it out for the presidency of the U.S. Senate. Harry Reid probably will lose his next election. So both of them are trying to position themselves. Dick Durbin, the moderate, Chuck Schumer, a little bit left of Dick Durbin most of the time. So as of right now, Dick Durbin says the public option will have to be reworked. Whether it is reworked or not, I don't think it's going to end up as a public option. The Democrats have been good at changing government option to public option because they lose in the polls when people talk about a government health care plan, government option. But when it's called the public option, the inference is there that it's a public option, which it is really not the way it's currently written.
What's the bigger issue for the Democratic Party here? Because if, you know, on the surface you look at it, it's like Democrats attacking Democrats, and this is the party of the president right now, which he wants to have unified behind him. Is the long run something that they need to worry about?
Yes. 38% of the people of America in a poll taken this week favor this health care bill. 56% say no. Today, if you take a look at the President's job approval rating, it's 46% positive, 53% negative. What's interesting there, he was elected president with 53% of the vote and 46% in opposition. The congressional generic ballot, if you ask people, are you going to pick a Republican ballot or a Democratic ballot, 44% of the people tell you they're going to pick a Republican ballot, 38% Democrat. It's even bigger when you talk to the independents. So, I mean, and the independents are what elected the president. I don't understand where the Democrats are today. I mean, they insist on doing something, but the more and the deeper they get into this issue, the tougher it is for them, and the better it is for the Republican Party. You know, I think probably they want to get this thing done quickly and through the holidays. I mean, they may work over the holidays at some point, but you talk to people back home. I talked to a congressman's spouse last night, 2 nights ago. We had dinner, and they were telling me the anger in the American public and the anger with their constituency is terrible. I mean, to the point where they're considering having personal bodyguards because the people are so angry with them. So I think the Democrats really need to listen to their constituencies over this Thanksgiving holiday. And the Republicans are, you know, they're sitting back and saying, we told you so. Right. It's going to be very difficult to pass something here that's going to make the American people happy.
Clearly,
they're not pleased right now.
A lot more at stake than just even health care reform.
And you know, Joe Lieberman, he's against the public option because he says it's going to add more money to the problem. And the real problem is jobs. People are out of work. The real unemployment numbers, according to the government, the Q6 ratings, are 17.5%. That's a lot of people out of work. Yeah. And this will just add to that problem. And they haven't been able to grapple with that issue. The president should focus on jobs right now.
Well, more people in lots of polls say they're more worried about losing their job or jobs in general in the economy than they are worried about health care.
68% of America is satisfied with their health care plans right now. It's 200 million people say we're okay with health care plans, solve the job issue. I mean, as a political scientist and as a guy who ran campaigns, I would think people would take a harder look at some of these numbers if you're a Democrat right now, because they need to right their ship.
Okay.
Thom, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Welcome.